Okay, I've run off the family that decided in an area 30 yards long to only come stand right by me when they doing work and talking, all six of them, even though I'm staring at them all like, hey, can I you guys go somewhere else? And now I sit down and they have a bad cover of Modern English Melt With You playing, which I could sing a lot better than that, karaoke or something. Oh, now it's changed to a different song. But anyhow, so let's go back to this mean and some interesting things about fractal math. So with fractal math, not only am I looking at, what is the market doing? Where are the edges of its dynamic range? But also there's aspects and ways you can use fractal math. So instead of I'm not just doing a vertical measurement of the troughs, or I should say like the valleys and the mountaintops, just measuring, looking for the extreme edges of the market as one-dimensional analysis. There's another way that fractal math comes into play, and I'll show you that next. Another thing that I can do with fractal math that can be part of the look back capability is it's a bit geometric. How much time was spent before I hit that edge? Let's say this is the 8% edge. So it's almost like a triangle, it's geometry. It's measuring time and price distance from the mean. So there's some ways that the fractal math can be utilized to tie into the calculation of where is my 5% level or my 8% level or whatever level we find out. Because once the tool's built, it's really simple. It's just looking at bar closes and highs and lows and going all the way back for the amount of time you set. And then it gives you, okay, right now for the last 30 days, here's 8% or 7%. Here's 5%, and so on. Because maybe back here in the past, we had a period of time where we were below the level. So in the end, I'm looking for levels where I can define the market is only at this level and beyond 5% of all bars in that past 30 days. And then, looking at that data, we'll find out what level can I be at. Maybe we find out in the NASDAQ, like I said, it's 8%. At any time we're about the 8% level, we have a really, really high probability of shoring that area and getting some decent mean reversion so we can easily get trade to break even plus before it either reverses or tanks and maybe runs deep beyond the mean before it's consolidated and maybe runs back up again. So the nice thing is this could be used on lower time frame, intraday action type stuff. So during the day when you're trading, if we hit a level, to have an actionable strategy that could say, I'm at the 8% level. Okay, now the next iGrid long signal, do this. You already have it set in. I want to put on 3M and Qs. I want to put on 1 at the ads. I want to put up to 3 ads. And here's my risk. And boom, boom, boom. And off she goes, hits the mean. And maybe at the mean, you have a very tight stop in case it keeps running. Whatever. That's all easy. We can add that in the strategy. The key is getting the tool built. Now, the other ways that people use fractal tools is the tool will come up with some sort of mean for a particular look back period, but then it will do the percentages of probabilities look of things. Hey, right here, price is at that area. You have a 93% probability the market's going to go down from here, some distance of price, before it goes up some distance of price, and every time the market gets to that level, here is your maximum excursion against you should ever expect, at least as analyzed in the last 30 days. So if you get in a trade and it runs beyond it, hey, that can happen because we're using historical data. So it's just a probabilities game. This isn't to look for perfection to have a holy grail. It's to give us a beautifully designed ability to know the exact edges of the market with about a 90% probability that we can work that area for a mean reversion, be really safe, or do it with very smart money management so that even if we got 3 in a row that didn't work, whoop-de-doo. Hey, that's an outlier, that can happen. But the 4th trade we get makes us enough money that we're at least break even on all of them. In other words, we're going to have 3 to 1. These got to be 3 to 1 or greater. It'd be really nice if these could be 5 to 7 to 1 risk to reward trades. And then intraday, you'll know your edges of the day, that if the market starts getting above it, do you want to keep taking long trades? Maybe not. If I'm tracking a level on an intraday basis and the market's up 247 points, do I want my automation on the scalper to keep taking longs? Maybe at that point you could put your scalper in short only mode and just work the short side until you get some decent mean reversion. There's different ways that information can help you. The other good thing is if you're in a long trade, let's say you're trading personal accounts, not prop accounts, and you're in a long trade, or you're trading stocks, or you're trading leverage ETFs, and you're on a 4-hour chart, and you've hit whatever the key level is for that instrument time frame. Hey, I better put my stop right here and be ready to book out my trade because there's not a very high probability of much upside left. And in the end, I just caught a huge move. Why do I even need to be in the trade anymore? It can be used for a lot of things. It can be used to initiate trades, but it can also be used to as areas to know when, trying to get more profit out of something, your probabilities of that are very, very low, that it's a good area to take profits, whether it's intraday trading or multi-day trading. So anyhow, that should give you enough food for thought. Tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts on how this could possibly be used. I'm going to build it, and I got the right basis for the Fractal tool to at least get the project started and kind of go after something similar to what the one group is doing, but they seem to have a lot of server issues, and their system it looks like they probably built it way too complex for those that are a part of the group managing it. So they might have a good tool, but right now their infrastructure side might be overwhelmed with what they're trying to accomplish. I would rather build something that's more simplistic in nature, but maybe even give better and more accurate data than the way they're doing it, by going after my percentage, the bars, X amount of percentage, or not percentage, but, it's a percentage. Like, hey, when am I at the level that in the last 30 days, the bars are above that level only 3% of the time, or 5% of the time, or 6% of the time, or whatever. But use the fractal math to analyze the amount of time since we've been to the mean to hitting that level, or at least in the midst or in the component of the analysis of that. I think that's actually going to be important. So the time since we've left the mean, because that can give us data too. Like, hey, when the NASDAQ makes big rally runs, and we're seeing that the average run over maybe we're doing a 6-month look back, the average run on the NASDAQ, like a really strong run, is only 11 days. And I've hit the 8% level and I'm day 14. I'm like, wow, this is really, this could be a really good mean reversion area. And I could go throw on an options trade, a leverage ETF trade. I could go hit the SPY. I could go hit the QQQs, depending on what instrument I'm tracking. So chime in, give me your input, but I'm going to start the build with a standalone programmer starting tomorrow. I'm going to fund it tomorrow and get it going. And this is going to be something that I want the tool to be worked on like continually till it's done. So I'm not working with the programmer that's working on other projects. This is going to be a dedicated programmer and a dedicated project type operation. I want this tool bad because I've already thought about 4 really good ways I can use it and multiple ways I could tie it into what we're doing with the iGrid tool for, flip to flip analysis of the market, in addition to any adding in, high momentum moves or moves that, maintain momentum. So there you have it. Sorry for the long videos, but I kind of wanted to touch on all the different points. Sorry for the background noise, but I'm going to go full steam ahead on this and go after it. Get something built, something special built, something that could maybe be spectacular. Okay, everybody, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll have a lot more videos up to the group. I got new training coming out on Scalper for the Grid Algo group, and more goodies to be deployed this week as far as updates and additional indicators that we've been working on for some time. So everybody have a great weekend, what's left of it, and talk to you all tomorrow.